Well, precious neighbors, every one of you counts. Every one of you is precious and ought to stand up and be counted. There are a lot of practical reasons for that. Derek hit on a couple of them there, and hopefully after the next Katrina we'll do a little better with the data that comes back from this census, and hopefully it'll be more on point. But more than anything else, forgive me, I made a few notes. It's an occupational hazard. I might wander off preaching about something else. So I wanted to tell you to make this a little personal, because in a very real sense, the census is not just an act of government. It's an act of each one of you as an individual. Now, except for perhaps those of you who are honored to have First Nation ancestry, most of the rest of us, our ancestral kin came to this country from another village in a faraway country. And we came to this wonderful country, America. My father's ancestors came from England, and they were landed, they were wealthy. My mother's, on the other hand, came from Scotland, and they came in chains. They were dirt poor farmers. They were bond slaves who had been on the wrong side of the Jacobite rebellion. But both sets of kin were listed in the first census of this nation in 1790. And 220 years later, all of their children have been proudly counted. And so it should be with every hopeful child who comes to these shores. Being counted is fundamentally an expression of free speech that declares to the powerful, I am here, count me in, deal with me, for I have a voice. It is the first step of your franchise as a citizen. Deal with me. And the chorus from that counting is the overture to the symphony of democracy. And all the more beautiful it might become when all of the diverse instruments are emboldened to perform in a concert together. That's what the census is. It brings us together in a concert as Americans. It is the God-given duty of each of us who come to these shores, whether we come by birth or by immigration, and whatever the status of that immigration was, we need to be counted. From that count, the tasks of the nation are defined. The focus of policy of the elected. That wasn't a mean gesture, that was actually a friendly gesture. The focus of the electeds becomes, because of this counting, funds are allocated and representation is apportioned by Washington. We do this truly if we are all counted, every one of us. Those who are in the park, those who are in other corners that may be dark of this community. Everyone needs to be counted. If we do it blindly, if we do it inadequately, then the government is blind. It acts blindly. You must be counted. You must stand up. My kin counted from America in 1790 on down till now, and so did my new grandson that was just born, and the immigrant who just arrived also ought to be counted. It is truly demographic and democratic. The census is a flashlight that illuminates us as a nation, and from that insight, from the illumination of the light of that census, may we live up to the promise that began way back when our ancestral kin came to this place. Or from right now, from this point forward, from this day forward, may we live up to the promise of that count. God bless you all. Stand up, be counted.